Okay, so here is another multiple perpetrator stalker affiliate. You got to remember the distinction, okay? They're not just stalkers, they're affiliates. So they're members who pay into a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi or an MLM structure, okay? And their job is to launder surveillance abuse and privacy invasion into content. So they're legitimizing the identity theft, the fraud, and the privacy invasion or surveillance abuse. That in turn produces an algorithm or a conversational circuit. So every affiliate in this circuit or algorithm is laundering the surveillance abuse in order to produce content that's publishing. So that's media and publishing, like memes, books, whatever. It's just the general media landscape. You can convert it into anything really. So there's more than a few tentacles to commercialize, to monetize, and to make profit from. Okay, so you can also sell it to the affiliates, and then they can sell it in general and make money. It's a business, okay? So they engage in this identity fraud and privacy invasion and the transgressions and the real world sabotage and defaming and things like that to further their narrative and then to further syndicating the stolen identities, okay? It's about syndicating identity so that they can receive residuals through their content and through their social media presence or their public figure presence. This allows them to be seen above and beyond everybody else and to take advantage of the algorithm as a group so that they can, as a community, elevate themselves. That's a part of their understanding of alchemy and manifestation. So this is a professional suppression and repression network, okay? This is why they often involve themselves with the industry or the entertainment and music industry. So this one is saying traffic industry, or that the industry is trafficking through this community or transnational network. And they do. This network is related to Epstein and his larger projects revolving around transhumanism or neuroscience, or his research in science and physics in general, okay? So he's related to it, and his blackmail and extortion operation in the background is related to the music industry, a la Jay-Z, Diddy, and their covert or subversive hold on the industry. So I'm sure you've heard that Diddy has been referenced as the devil before in the industry. This network has a meta narrative of good versus evil. So they like to target people that they consider to be seen as in the light or representing that Christ consciousness. And these are supposed to be like Satanists, devil worshippers, or people that are just hiding within religious and spiritual networks, being impish, right? But they cover themselves in the light of people that they surveil and target so that they can be seen as prophetic. But these are essentially false prophets, and their whole script revolves around that meta narrative of good versus evil. And that's why they think they're in a position to teach other people lessons, and they're, laundering all this other stuff. A lot of what they're laundering is technology and science. It's not woo, it's not the paranormal. It's people abusing technology and science. Technomancy, okay? So these guys say goodbye and trafficking in the industry. Again, that goes back to Epstein and his trafficking, right, of women, and this network does the same thing. They involve themselves in surveillance and targeting of women, children, and men. And this can often be people that they perceive as competition, or people that they want to compete with, or people whose identities they want to subsume, they want to eat, right? They incorporate whoever they target into their narrative. And this can be used in the industry to target other industry people. And it's often used so that behind the scenes, these people can surveil those artists, and they can push them into mental and psychological instability. And from an outsider's point of view, you don't understand what's going on. But these are professional saboteurs and provocateurs. They're set up to go be provocative and to sabotage people and to make other people look mentally imbalanced or unwell, so that you can get people to come in with the power of attorney, the conservatorship, the guardianship. You can slam them in the headlines. You can label them as crazy. You can build a whole narrative around them. That is what this community or network is meant to do. It is for narrative warfare, psychological and cognitive warfare, and it's to paint a picture of people that they target. It's for social proof. And they do this often in the background, hiding their hands, right? Throwing rocks and hiding their hands, so that their targets just look like they're losing it. They're not. This is something that they do in the industry. When you hear Kanye talk about it, he's right. When you see Britney go through it, that's what's happening. When you see Nicki going through it, that's what's happening. When you see Wendy go through it, that's what's happening. There is a network of people engaged in privacy invasion, surveillance abuse, sabotage, and even as far as murder, so that they can asset strip people, place people under coercive control in order to have access to their identity, their money, or their brand. Okay, it's not always just about actual assets and what you can take, what you can liquefy. It's the brand as well that holds money when it is being syndicated. Okay, so that's what she's talking about, and that's what this network is related to, and that's why they're fighting tooth and nail not to be actually like publicly exposed in the mainstream. But that's what they do. That's what they're hired for.